Aloha. Thank you for tuning in to episode number 36. My name is Christina Estrada, partner of Booyah Marketing, where we have deeper connections. Today, our honored guest is Takiyah Gettys. Takiyah Gettys is a visionary founder of Kinetic Life Inc. and creator of Embodied Freedom Method, a revolutionary approach to transmutation that blends nervous system science, somatic release, and spiritual alignment to help people reclaim their freedom from the inside out. With over 25 years of experience as a master of life coach, muscle therapist, and holistic health practitioner, Takia has guided hundreds of purpose driven leaders, healers, and creatives to transmute pain into purpose and embody confidence, clarity, and flow. Known for her grounded wisdom and poetic fire, Takia bridges the gap between science and soul, teaching people how to regulate their nervous system, rise in freedom, and get your freak on. Her message,
Hey.
yes, her message is simple yet seismic. Freedom isn't a destination, it's a frequency. And when you rise into it, you don't just change your life, you shift the world. How are you, Takia?
Oh, blessed and highly favored, feeling very embodied in the center of myself. Thank you for asking.
Thank you, thank you.
How are you
Yes,
doing?
fantastic. Thank you.
Love it, love it.
So, what does the frequency of freedom really mean, and how can someone start to tune into it in everyday life?
Yeah, the frequency of freedom is alignment. It's having all aspects of yourself being in agreement. It's having your head and your heart speaking the same language and marrying that with action that's also in alignment so that they're all communicating the same message, you know? And that's really what it is. And living in that is a very subtle but and nuanced but visceral feeling. You know the difference when you feel scattered and when you feel like you're in yourself. And we
Hmm.
just had a moment before we got on, right? Where,
Yes.
I don't know what you were doing before we got here, but whatever it was, this is like kind of your mode of just go, go, go. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm there. But to come here and be with one-on-one and then to say something and to be with someone, that takes some embodiment of centeredness and just
Yes.
being really present and open to what's now. And this, when you walk in life in the frequency of freedom, that's what it feels like.
Wow. That's beautiful. So, you talk about the body as a bridge, not a barrier. How can reconnecting with our body help us move through fear and burnout?
Yeah, so the frequency of freedom really has a formula, and that's structural integrity plus emotional alignment plus aligned action, right? And when you have those three things, they are the bridge, right? They become, how you can see how you are. Because
Hmm.
a lot of times when we are trying to accomplish something or or bring ourselves to anything that we're doing, we we tend not to necessarily be aware of the energy that we're sending into the space unless we are intentional about it. And so the body is the place where we can check in to really see where we are and how we are. And there are messages that the body's always sending us that we are either listening to or we're not. And, let's take pain, for example. Pain is when it can be felt, then that signal is already a forest fire. It didn't start out as pain. It might have started out as just a subtle pulse. Before it got to a pulse, it might have just been warm. Before it was warm, it might have just been a slight vibration or a feeling of being a little off,
Hmm.
right? But
Hmm.
if we weren't present enough to ourselves to sense the off, the little bit of offness, then we don't know that something's wrong until the forest fire is burning down our backyard, and
Yes.
so it's really about developing a relationship with yourself that allows you to listen to the language of the body.
Oh my goodness. So, what inspired the creation of the embodied freedom method, and how is it different from traditional coaching or mindset work?
Yeah, I really saw the gap I actually had a very visceral experience at a time in my life when my family was actually experiencing probably the most traumatic of the experiences that we've had as a family, where members of my family were there had life-altering experiences that changed them forever. And I tend to be rock for people. People, that tends to be how coaches are, right? We are the place that people come when they have things to talk about and or they want solution. And I've always been that for my family. And I was carrying that, and I was at the time in actually muscle therapy school, and I was also managing an artist. And we had a gig up in Vermont, and we were called. I was called the night before to the actual gig and asked if I wanted to come to a healing circle. And I said yes. I felt the call. I was like, oof, this is what I need. So I went, and I won't tell you the whole story. You could read about it, in my book. But I will tell you that when I arrived, I was numb. I couldn't feel a thing. And by the end of that healing circle, I had vibrated and I had convulsed and I had released multidimensionally from my body what did not serve me after having set that intention.
Wow.
And that was really what sparked me knowing that there was more to this healing thing than just talking about it, than even just being someone who receives like a recode. That's an important part of the process. But sometimes you have things going on that are so deep that in order to be able to access it, you have to clear something out. You have to make room for work to land. And that was really what sparked it. And as I was meeting with clients and even seeing people who were doing work for years, talk therapy, et cetera, not getting results, or getting results and then reverting, and sometimes I would meet people who I could sense the density of their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
After that experience, that, by the way, on that horse farm, I was left with the ability to actually release energy from my body at will. Without any modalities. I can just set the intention to release, and I can. And it also started to unlock other gifts that I have, being able to move energy and such. And so when I'm with someone, part of what I'm able to do is sense their density and sense where energy is being concentrated and where they need help. And sometimes what needs to happen is they need to move from their head into their heart before they can even receive work. And you can't use talking to get there. And so that was really what sparked it, and I would say it was one of the best things that ever happened. Now that I use the 4 R's, which is to release old patterns by releasing and making space for work to be done, reclaiming our power, through a really amazing framework of being present, of owning and taking ownership of what is happening so that we're stepping into the space of healing, not from a place of needing to be fixed, but one of empowerment where I'm just choosing something different today. This cuts off, at the knees, any complaining or blaming. It really sets our sights forward into something that can actually move us forward. And then in that state of reclaiming, we then are moving into repatterning, where we're choosing what we want to become and we're using modalities to actually change our structure, whether that's mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual structure. And then we're reintegrating. And that's really about, taking action in a way and moving in a way that shows us who we are, right? And so that might mean, let's say we worked on the muscle of being able to set boundaries. It's actually being able to honor that and be in a moment with someone that emotions are flying and hold the boundary, right? And if you can sometimes when you're first starting to set that boundary, it can still be a little wobbly. But if you have a practice of embodiment that allows you to have a cue where you're actually able to use your embodiment posture or that we've created customized for you
Mm-hmm.
in that moment, you can have something that you can do with your body to help empower you to hold the boundary. And that will allow you to then integrate it into your life rather than circling and the boundary fall and then you repeat patterns.
Right, because you teach that many people are stuck in loops. How can you recognize and begin to break those patterns that hold us back?
Yeah, so what you want to do is really get yourself into a place where safety is your way of seeing newness. So if something is new, usually it's seen as a threat by your unconscious. And so you need to be able to be in that thing that you are doing. Let's say dating. Let's say in dating you always fumble and you get nervous or you get angry or you say or do something that you regret, then that pattern is probably ingrained. You've probably been doing that same thing for a while. And so you want to start to be able to see dating as something that's not scary anymore. You want to be able to step into it and have your body respond to it as something that you just do, something that is now so familiar that your nervous system no longer makes your armpits sweat. And if they do, you're still able to find yourself in it. You're able to
Right,
sense
right.
who you are in the sweating and still come from your heart and not
Hmm.
from the fear.
Right.
And that's the difference. It's not like you become perfect and you're just like, I don't feel anything ever anymore. You might even still be nervous, but you're able to speak from a place of centeredness because the emotion doesn't drive the train.
Mm. So like confidence. Confidence is a huge theme in your work. What do you mean when you say confidence is not loud? It's a nervous system coherence.
Yeah, so loud is usually a sense of proving and trying is always false, right? And
Yeah.
so we want to be in this place of allowing, which is flow. And, when you're trying, usually you're trying to convince yourself that you're confident and you're saying things that you think will make you look confident. But confidence is actually a subtle feeling. That's felt because your head and your heart are in agreement, and you are then moving in a way that other people can see and feel is the truth of you. And if I'm saying I'm a confident person, and then I'm also trying to manipulate the conversation so at the end of it you like me, I mean, right? My actions aren't aligning with what I'm saying. Or if I say, that if I'm saying that I'm confident, it's usually me trying to convince me and you, right? Usually confident people, you walk away saying, I like something about them. I'm not even sure what it was. Maybe it's, and then sometimes it might dawn on you like, oh, they're really confident, like I think that's what I like about them because you feel safe with confident people.
Yes.
People who aren't confident are also usually feeling insecure. So then
Mm.
they're willing to hurt you in order to save themselves from what they're trying to avoid feeling, which is usually rejection of some kind or feeling small.
Right, right. So for someone listening who feels overwhelmed or disconnected, what's one small step they can take today to begin their liberation journey?
Yeah. So, the first thing that I always start with is sovereignty of the nervous system. And so we can even do a small practice that it's a small practice in that it only takes 3 minutes, but it's a huge practice in that it actually affects you on 3 levels of consciousness. And so let's do it together.
Okay.
So we're going to let me get a timer here going. And this is something you can do for yourself daily to actually begin releasing subconscious blocks and create space for any other modalities that you're using to actually land. So what we'll do is we'll breathe in through the mouth and out through the mouth. The goal is to breathe deeply and not try to control the exhale. So keep going and I'll guide you through it. And as you continue taking the deep breaths through your mouth. We're accessing the unconscious, and we're going into the body more deeply. Try to go deeper and angle your inhale from the depths of your belly. Feel yourself expand. Go deeper in the belly. You can put your hands on your belly as you're doing it. Deep. We want to stir some stuff up in that belly. A lot of times in our belly, we hold doubt, we hold fear. This is a place where our intuition gets clouded because we have things that are suffocating it. So use your breath to clear it out. Don't worry about how it looks. Make it sound. You can even add sound to it. Yeah. Sound is one of the ways we can move out. Yes. You don't have to make sound if you're in public. But if you are and you don't care, you can make it. Good. Now take a deep breath in through the mouth and hold it. Hold your breath. What would you like to let go of? Think of the thing that you need to release. It might be doubt, fear, feeling of not good enough. When you're ready to take your next breath, let go of that thing. Good. And just feel the embodiment of that space between what you held and released and where you are now. When you hold your breath, your body goes into a primal state, and then you're able to access the unconscious. Now we're going to repattern. So we're going to take breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth slow, like you're blowing out at a candle, but you don't want to extinguish it. You just want to make the flame dance. So you're in through the nose, expanding 360. Focus on the exhale here. The inhale will happen. You focus on the lightness, subtlety of the exhale. Keep going into the nose. So here we access the parasympathetic nervous system. We're repatterning our nervous system to have this cycle of being able to be excited and then come back to center. And this is how you can bring yourself back. Whenever you're feeling like you're getting out of control, or you're being swayed by the world, circumstances, situations, people, you can bring yourself back to center here. Keep going. Blow as subtle as you can blow, with air just flowing naturally, like the wind from the depths of who you are. No need to prove with the air, no need to tell the flame to do anything. We're being in relationship with the flame, saying, I can breathe and I can be with you. Now, I want you to take an inhale through your nose and blow everything out. And when you get to empty, empty more and hold. Become empty. What would you like to bring in? Choose it from this place of not needing anything, but choosing because you just want it. I just desire it from my heart space. Bring it in and let it land. When you're ready to take that next breath, release whatever's in the way of it. And feel that thing sink into every cell of your body. Oh, yes. Yes. So you can do this for yourself any time of day. I start my day with it, and then I set an intention. I also visualize what I'm becoming. So if I'm a global transformation facilitator, I see myself doing it on stages of the world. I feel myself there. I embody it. I walk into the world from a place of intending to contribute to the tipping point of consciousness.
What a beautiful practice. Oh my gosh, that was so good. I just have to say, if any viewers are doing this, before you do it, if you redo it, scale yourself from 1 to 10 where you're at, and then afterwards where you are, because I was like at a 9, and I would have to say I'm like at a zero. Like it was such a relaxing exercise to be like, thank you, thank you, thank
Yeah.
you. So how do people get a hold of contact with you?
Yeah, so they can reach out to me at support at kliferevolution.com. It's K Life, Klife, Revolution, Lifelr as in revolution, evolution.com. That's the email, or you can find me on Facebook. I'm in our Rise in Freedom Facebook group. You can ask to join that at any time. And you can also send me a message. I will answer. You know, if you reach out to me in a private message, I will respond. I'm here for you. You know, if no one's told you today, I love you, and
Mm.
you deserve every good thing. Yeah.
Mahalo nui loa Takiyah Gettys. What for your time? Any parting words would you like to say to the viewers?
Yeah, yeah. Freedom is not just a destination. Freedom is not some place you need to get to.
Mm.
It's something that you choose and you embody. And you can do this with every breath. Every pause that you reclaim is an act of awareness of your truth and an embodiment of the power that is within you. So tap in, rise up, and make it a powerful day.
Love it. Mahalo. I'll put Takiyah's information down below the description box. Please click the subscribe notification, thumbs up. If you also like to donate to the channel, we appreciate it. It helps us build our content. My name is Christina Estrada, partner of Booyah Marketing. A hui ho. Until we meet again. Come join us on Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, the Confidence Code Masterclass, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can get a hold of Takiyah Gettys at 844-548-8783. Again, 844-548-8783. A hui ho. Until we meet again.